Well, hello, YouTube. Hi, Twitch. How are you doing today? I do apologize. Happy Tuesday, folks. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the. We've got, as we were starting on yesterday's stream with the Imperial Guard. That isn't actually. I meant to take that over to the house about half an hour ago. Got it when I went to get coffee. So I got to take the other mug. But there's a pile of Astra Militarum stuff there. Mostly older stuff, not new, but we're gonna make use of it. We're gonna work on an army project. I'm gonna probably end up throwing all the things together. But I got two different bits definitely that I want to work on. A Catachan sort of side of things, which is going to be jungle geezers and artillery and some Valkyries of some sort, or one Valkyrie type thing. I think. I don't know. I have a weird idea in my head that, like, Vietnamese artillery was a thing. So for some reason, that we're gonna do Jungle Boys and some artillery. Whether or not that's actual reality from back then, I don't know. We can look into it a little bit. And the Cadian side of things, or whatever we'll change it into, is going to be tanks. Oh, the Catchans get Hellhounds, but the Cadians get tanks. Potential big tank. And a bunch of geezers. And then we got the Death Corps of Krieg as well, who are suicidal lunatics. JD, things are good. Okay, thank God for that. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, obviously drive safely. I'm glad that you're having a good time. Hopefully the weather is good, tolerable, and all that good stuff. It's sort of, we're sort of going, I don't know when the official spring to summer cutoff is, but we are now in June. As far as I'm concerned, that's the summer. It's the month of my birthday, and that is all I need to call it summer. So yeah, we've got, a bit of rain. Things are warming up. Hopefully not too much, though. So the weather people have already said it's going to be a really hot summer. Not looking. Oh well. Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear the trip's going well. That's definitely a good thing. Good time on the old bikes and all. We've got excuse me. So I've got the vague Catachan side of things vaguely organized. I'm aiming for 2,000 points on each army to begin with, and then seeing how it looks merged together, how many points there. Maths would tell you 6,000, 3 armies at 6,000 points. However, the reality of I'm going to attempt to make it 10th edition pliable. Pliable is the word I'm going to use. So we might need to wiggle a few things around and add a couple of things here and there. But that is going to be... That's why I had to split up, like, tanks for Cadia and artillery stuff for Catachan, and then anything else we really want Death Corps of Krieg gets. That's the plan, at least. So yeah, that's basically all that's happening. Did I do anything yesterday? No. Absolutely nothing. I tidied up a little of the nightmare behind me. I did finally manage to do a little bit of tidying up. Moved some boxes around. I've removed some boxes. Some stuff has made it to the bin finally. Obviously, that box there, that large rectangular slender box behind the air conditioning thing, is still on its way to the trash. Unfortunately, I've not yet managed that, but it's definitely on the agenda. Yeah, so we definitely made some room, at least over there. Still need to tidy up that side of the deck. Just full of 3D printed miniatures, which I've yet to actually paint. Which I need to deal with. That's going to be a whole. That's going to be a whole I have to deal with. But there we go. We'll worry about that in the future, and certainly not now. What else is going on? Yeah, I don't know. Not really sure. Mostly, so we are going to look at some. We're going to attempt to come up with some weird lore or something for the sort of army thing that we've got going on. We've also got some Vestroyans. We can't forget the amazing Vestroyans. A small amount of those chaps. So we will have to deal with them as well. And let me just have a quick look at. Got to fill in a couple of things before we do. Right. Let me get. Where's the browser gone? Need the browser window. Oh, we don't even have the right one up. That's absolutely. Open. Where's it gone? I had a browser window up which I was going to use on today's stream, and it's disappeared. Start all over from scratch again. I got to fill in all. Very tedious. So we were going to. I was going to employ. I did have Chat GPT open. Up. We might have to. We might have to like potentially give it a little bit of a go. If I can log into it. I need to attempt to come up with some lore for the entire army as it is. And is it going to let me in? Yes, it is. Tell you what, I'm setting up some accounts the other day, or yesterday, having to scroll down quite a distance to get to my birth year. It's like it seems to be that distance of scrolling down is it's getting longer, which is quite depressing. But we'll worry about that. Right, so we need new recruit up and running. Get those browsers up and go. Can't do with it. Without it. We need the activity. The other window. Hey, it did work. Fabulous. So, I can. Okay. Realize I could do that. Okay, happy days. There we go. That. Map that. Right. So, the old Imperial Guard. Let's have a look at this one first. This is our initial Pattison list. I'm using legends because, frankly, I want to. That's the only reason I need. Not going to be strictly like tournament proof, but I don't really care about that because I'm not going to be playing any tournaments. However, the merged list that we might put together might be aimed to be vaguely. So we got Straken, Harker, Marbo. It's 1995 points. Catching Command Squad, because I just want to play the flag. 50 Jungle Lads. 3 Catch and Heavy Weapon Squads. 10 Kazakin. I know they're strictly Cadian, but whatever. I'm sure we'll survive. I do have... I think it's the metal kit over there, but I'm pretty sure I have a plastic kit somewhere. Or at least I thought. I might have been hallucinating. Here we go, the vehicles. So, we've got a Basilisk. It's a bit of artillery. We've got a Death Strike missile launcher. We've got the Manticore. Alright. We've got double Hellhound. So we've got artillery there. Death Strike, ridiculous nonsense. Manticore, also awesome. 2 Hellhounds for some burning stuff. A set of double Scout Sentinels and a Vulture Gunship. The Vulture Gunship, I think... Like, I want the Vulture Gunship, but I have a sneaky suspicion. Why is this like this? Not allowing me the units. It's suddenly not a lot like the units are supposed to be populated here and now. There we go. Oops, only clicked on him twice. What I was hoping for was I would like the Vulture Gunship. It's a sweet mini. I have to locate one, but I think having the Kazakin drop in via the Vendetta Gunship makes more sense. It does put it. If I drop the Vulture, it does put us 25 points over. So I'll have to try and locate 25 points, from somewhere without sacrificing any of the artillery. The main issue, the sweet artillery, but that's like not a huge problem. It might be, but don't worry about it. The Catch and Jungle Lads, they're going to be going in on their legs, after all. We've got, where's the Heavy Weapon Squad? The plan was to have some mortar teams, a couple of sets of 3 mortar teams, and then like a heavy las cannon squad or heavy bolted squad. That's the plan for the Kazakin. It might not be great. It seems vaguely happy with it. My initial one had Gaunt's Ghosts in fact, because they're also, well, they're forest, the forest thing, vaguely almost a jungle. Good enough for me, at least. Slightly less jungle boyos. I only got up to 1,000 points, so we hadn't actually really expanded beyond Gaunt's Ghosts on this one. I suppose we could quickly. Some vehicles. We got the Valkyrie. We just do it how we were intending the other one very quickly. We can go Vendetta Gunship, drop the Valkyrie. That can bring the Kazakin. Heavy weapon. Vehicles. Basilisk. Death Strike. Double Hellhammer. Double Hellhammer. You could have 3 Hellhammers? That's obscene. I like it. I like the idea of that. There we go. Basilisk Deathstrike. Hellhound. It says we're over, but we've got to set it up. So that's... we've got 165 points to spend. Now, before we had the Griffin thing... we also had 2 Scout Sentinels. 165 points to spend. Ooh, the Malkador Furnace is just a little bit too far away, unfortunately, point-wise. Terrible shame. Do Scout Sentinel, another Scout Sentinel. 110 points to burn. That Griffin Mortar Carrier is 5 points off. It's a terrible shame. I wonder what. Manticore's 165 points. If we nuke that, I was going to double up on the Manticore and that drove. Oh, double Manticore. Drop the. There we go. Double Manticore. Deathstrike. Hellhound. On 95 points to burn. So we got a lot of things there. We just nuked the Basilisk. I know what we could do. We could potentially slap in some. What are they called? Heavy mortar team's gone. The field ordnance battery. So 140. Triple Manticore. Anyway, so it's going to be that's definitely a list, but we're not going to worry about that one. Cadia. The Cadian list we were working on yesterday. So it's Rogel Dawn Commander. 30. What's happened? This list is slightly different. One we came up with. 30 guys. Thought it was more. I thought we had more. Oh, I know why. Because I did triple Chimera. And I couldn't fit in 40 guys and another. So that was. We have a field ordnance battery. We have that. 25 points. I suppose we could use Ursula and actually, you know what? I suppose we could have already. That could work, maybe. So we got double Lehman Russ, a Executioner, and the Vanquisher. I found the turret for the Vanquisher earlier today. Commander Shepard, hello. How are you doing today? Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for the. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Not really painting, but we are planning. We are planning vague things, mostly chatting. It's really just a chatting stream. Just focused vaguely around the Imperial. Fine. Fine is good. Happy Tuesday and happy hello to June. All that stuff. What are you up to? What games are you playing at the moment? What did I see you log into? Over the week. I saw you log into something, and I wanted to ask you how it was. It wasn't armor, was it? I don't know, you played a game over the weekend which caught my eye. I've forgotten what it is. Absolute disaster. You played Cooking Simulator. Oh, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. I'm sure. Maybe it wasn't over the weekend. Oh, Armor on Saturday. Must have been that. So I wasn't really on the computer over the weekend a huge amount. I was just hiding up and doing some stuff in the house. Boy, how is Armor these days? Taurox here. We've dropped the Valkyrie, as you can see, with the Tauroxes for Kazakin. Lehman Russes. This is a, what would you call this list? Oh, we want to get rid of them. This is a stupid configuration. What is it? Hammer of the Emperor. Rather than the combined arms. It's all on vehicles. We should really try and cram 125 vehicle in. I think that's really what we need. Just to make sure it's actually... Oh, Grey Zone. Yes. Now that is, I believe, that is on my Steam wish list or something like. How is that game? I keep umming and yeah, it is on my wish. I see recent reviews are mostly positive, with all reviews being mixed. Realism Meets Tactics is an open world MMO FPS. Survive intense PvE VP or PvE encounters. Yeah, please tell me about this game, because it caught my eye, but I haven't really looked into it. Quite fun. We like fun. Ah, okay. So that's maybe. Let me have a look at this little. Where's the graph thing? It usually says 71% of the user reviews are positive in the last 30 days. Where is there? Where's the little graph thing you can find out like where the when the positives come in? Show graph. I found it. Okay. So the end of May, there's 80 negative, 184 positive. Does seem to be, you know, mostly positive. There is an arrow. I found it. I found it. Gunplay is less sluggish than Tarkov. So that's a plus. Oh, that's you. I just realized that was you. I was just reading your review. I can't remember what caught my eye or who told me about it. Or where I saw it. It could have well just been an advert somewhere. So I see there's like a tactical, there's an elite edition, tactical edition, and supporter edition. They all like DLC type things? Or things which don't, oh, I see a picture of it. They got rid of the extraction shooter image and made something. Oh, okay. Well, we like tactical edition and the tactical equipment. We like tactical. But tactical. Elite edition has elite edition equipment. Oh, they all have in-game currency. Oh dear. Well, I mean, I play Call of Duty. Really, so. So would you say like it's worth the money? I know there are some games I've purchased in the past, and I thought nothing here for me. That's sadness and depression. Because I almost bought Squad as well over the year or so, and I was just like, would like to get another one. Obviously, Tarkov is probably a bit too much in depth for me. The editions only increase what you get at the beginning. Try fun, especially when you have friends to play it with. Friends! Oh dear, friends! Squad is just pain, too much sweat. I don't mind a bit of sweat. It's just, I suppose it depends. Ooh, my medication's available. Sorry, I just got a very very important text message from the pharmacy. All right, well, I might have a bit of a look later and consider. No doubt I've just missed it on sale or something. Knowing my life. Drug Lord. Yeah, pretty much. When I get given the chance. Not really. Gray Zone Warfare. I may give it a go. They actually increased the prices for the supporter editions. Well, I just looked on another website where they have, well, not dodgy. I don't know. Maybe they are dodgy. Who knows? Cheaper, I should say. They increase the prices for the supporter editions. Well, I mean, if the game's good, I don't mind. Yeah, well, sometimes I look. Once we're rich and famous, then we can, do all the good things. I haven't used that site in a bit actually. I just look on there when a game tempts me. I do look, and depending on how close it is to like proper price, makes you go, oh. But we might look into that game coming up. Soon, TM. Where were we? We were looking for a vehicle which was 125 points. No more. We could... No, not the Griffin. Hellhound. We could give it a Hellhound. Can the heavy weapon squad fit in Mirror? Not transport artillery. I mean, Hellhound is definitely the right price point. Like to burn things, obviously. Okay. However, if we do go with the Baneblade type vehicle, that would be an entirely different situation. The name of the one I was looking at, it was Stormlord. Yo, this has a mount up transport 40 Astra Militarum. Stormlord. The Stormlord I just clicked on? Yes. Stormlord. Slap that in there. make room somehow. We wouldn't need them. All of the troops can get in the Stormlord. And then we're just only 80 points over. Stormlord, 4 tanks. This is a bit painful. And the Rogel Dawn. Drop the execution. We've got 90 points. $155 points. Let's get back to the Lehman Russ Punisher. There we go. Double Lehman Russ Punisher, Lehman Russ Vanquisher, Stormlord, and the Rogel Dawn Commander, and all of these geezers, and the Kazakin. Just walk around in Stormlord. Terrible, but that's what we're going to go with. There we go. We got that Cadian list. Very nice. Back here, we can have a look. But Wibble? What was Wibble? Here we go. Death Core of Kree. It would be rude not to have Drea, unfortunately. So we might have to do something about. Gives us a few more points to deal with. What is that? 100, 205? Yes. 205 points to dabble with. This has got the Doom Hammer. Which is the magma one. However, we could slap in all of these chaps into a storm. What was the one called again? Stormlord? Scrap the Doom Hammer. Slap in the Stormlord. Right one? Yes. We can put all 40 geezers in there. And then we've got 190 points to dabble around with. We've got 2 Lehman Russ houses. We've got the Malkadoran Furnace to burn stuff. We got the... Oh, that's why we had the Gorgon. That carries 30 geezers. We don't need the Stormlord. Absolutely terrible. That's why we had the Doom Hammer. Carries 20 chappies. That gives us amount of points. 40 boys. A couple of Lehman Russes. Malkadoran Furnace. Doom Hammer. Can't transport artillery. Terrible shit. Anything around about 100 points. That's a Hydra. That's airborne. Medusa Siege Cannon. Armageddon pattern. Arcurian Stormhammer? Malkadoran Fur. Medusa. 100 points left. Thank you, Badgerbot. To slap on something. Each heavy weapons team model takes up the space of 2 models. So we've got We've got 20 in the Doomhammer. We've got 20 in the Gorgon. We have enough room for 5. Heavy weapons team mod. Is that right? Total? What did we added an accidental lander. So if we were looking at heavy weapons squad, got 3 of these, that's 6. So there's room for them to go into Gorgon if we really want. Or we could just get rid of them. And put in the character thing. Really, the Death Rider Commissar, I need to get one of those. Yeah, it's a sweet mini. And then just a regular Commissar. Or a Krieg Command Squad. Straight up, there we go. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to try and locate or convert a Krieg thingamajiggle. Death Rider Commissar. And we got the Krieg Command Squad. They can go with those into the Doomhammer, and then the other 20 blocks can go. Markdor and Furnace, double tank. Then Dreer can take the other 5. I like the... Did just do 1 mega squad. Rare. Savaloy. There you go. Right, that's the Death Core we were calling today. That'll work. Assist the battle. Right. Idiot tank. It does. Shame we can't cram in Ursula Creed somehow, but that would mean sacrificing. That would mean sacrificing something like a heavy weapon squad, which I don't really want to do, truth be told. We might have to though. Seems a little bit banana. Otherwise, you don't really have sort of many order yeeting people, but I don't really care. Catachin. What was the Catachin problem? Basilisk, Deathstrike, Griffin. The issue was the Vendetta gunship. That was the problem. We could. Within again? Oh, it's that. I don't like that. We could scrap the Vendetta, which is terrible, But these two would be in there point-wise. They can drop in the Kazakin. Does give us 40 points for a commissar or something. Awesome. Provisionally prepared snipers. Ogrin bodyguard. That would join the command squad. That would join the Katishan command squad. Screw it. Ogrin bodyguard. Bang. I think the general plan was to have the Katishan command squad near the, like, within range of the heavy weapon squad. Vaguely. I don't know if that's a good or a bad plan, but that's what we're planning on doing. Regimental, Dubry Firkins. Right, what's going on here? Something's... Alright, so have all the things. And... Anyway, they're all going to stand by and... Alright. That's, anyway, that's the Katishan. Got... Deathcore, Idiot Attack. Katishan. I'm going to throw the Burr page up. I am still here. Answer to boost. Oof. Locate. So yeah, so we've got good amount of stuff here. We've got House of oh yeah, there it is. So got a couple of Catachan. Gaunt's Ghost down here. There's the Vanquisher. I believe that's the Vanquisher. The old force. I could be mistaken. Rippy Jackson there. Here is the Catachan Colonel. Thankfully. Got the Vestroyan Command Squad. We've got the Vestroyan Platoon here. Vestroyan Platoon. We have Valkyrie. Gastro Militarum Spearhead Detachment there. And behind it, back is Cadia Stands. What is... Oh, excuse me. This box here is the old Kazakin. Now, I'm pretty sure I have another box of Kazakin. New plastic one. I might be very mistaken. Could be wrong. So we have a bunch of things. And I've actually got 3 more blisters. Commissar left. Lieutenant. And what is this chap? Special weapons. Oh, some snipers. So, excuse me, let me go over that. A Commissar. Cadian snipers and Cadian special weapons. I'm pretty sure I have Cadian heavy weapons squad separately in the old box somewhere. Not one of these sort of made to order boxes here, but in like a sort of, I don't know, box. Probably this size, but actual. And I'm vaguely, I'm pretty sure I used to have a Catachan or Acadian squad of regular people, though I might have painted them badly. So if I can find them, I will strip them. If I can't, then I will suffer. But we have command squad in here and a heavy weapons squad. Cadia Stands has a field weapons squad and Sentinel and 20 blokes. I think 20 blokes in there. So, and a command squad. Good there. Good in that regard. Ninja, hello. No, this is not pile of shame at all, my friend. This is future content. Right here. This is actual content that we're starting on. Been waiting in the cupboard of future content, waiting for its time. Its time is now. The Apocalypse Spearhead detachment brings me back. Yeah, I'm trying to remember when it was released. It was 8th edition. I have two other. I have the Chaos Knight, the Knights one. Excuse me, not the Chaos Knight. As well. No, this year, Ninja, absolutely. I've been pondering this. It's been sort of bubbling away for a while. We're going to make it happen. You need 5 boxes and you're halfway through. Yeah, if only. If only. Well, we have Cadia Stands back here. That's 20 blokes. I'm vaguely sure I have another 10. We got some Catachans here, although I do need more. We do need more Cadians in general, obviously. I got some Vestroyan boys in this box set right here. Let me get that box set, in fact, because we need to do an army based around Destroyer. So we need to get that done. I don't... Let's start it off at 1,000 points. 100 minimum? Oh, God, if only. I can do that, technically. I do have 3D printers. Excuse me from the squeaky chair. I do have 3D printers, so like getting that many infantry is viable. I would if I. The problem is though, as soon as I start, I have issues. I'm not massively keen on mixing 3D printed things into like GW things, so I would have to do an entire regiment of 3D printed things. Hold on, I can do this. I can figure this out. Hold on. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, hello, hello. Hold on. I'm looking at your name, thinking, how the devil? Hold on. Thank you so much. Spyrodine. Hello. How are you doing today? Good evening to you. Thank you so much for the raid. We're doing no painting today, which is not going to be a surprise for many of my viewers, but they were just vaguely looking at armies. Which is like I've currently got one of my all-time favorite kits out, mostly because of this half-naked bloke carrying a banner. One of my favorite minis of all time. One day there will be painting. It will. One day painting will happen, and it's going to be fantastic. Definitely going to happen. But first of all, a shout-out's going to happen. All right. It looks a bit like that. So in your chat, there should be a button, some words, in fact, which says, and you can join me in reading this, folks. Join us in following Spyrodine. All right, and there's a heart to the next to that. Your heart might be empty. If you fill it like I just did, then your heart will be full, and you will have followed Spyrodine. That will be a fabulous thing. Destroyans, yeah, I caved when this box set was released. I know it's slightly out of. I don't actually remember. I saw, I ended up buying the platoon and the command squad and some snipers and some other things. But we're working on our Imperial Guard lists, and I need to figure out if we can do like a Vestroyan little bit of an army to add on to the other armies. That's what you caught us in the middle of. You caught us in the middle of planning armies. Lost Primarch, I completely understand that. Kill all the Tyranids. As a long-time Ultramarine supporter, doing fantastic work, purging the Tyranids from Galaxy. My pleasure, my pleasure. You're doing Forge World Krieg. I have Gorgon knocking around. I do have some Forge World Krieg knocking around as well somewhere. Somewhere is the operative word, unfortunately. I don't have. I think I have the old command squad. I think I have the old Forge World command squad, and we were just, funnily enough, we were just talking about it. The old Death Corps of Krieg Commissar on Horsey. I was talking about how much I need that miniature. I don't have it. So anyway, I've got the command squad, and I think I have one squad of Grenadiers or something like that from Forge World. But we do have a list. Anyway, so hold on, let me catch up. What were you up to on your stream? You've been slowly building a guard army as well, Ninja Finger, but using the Grim Guard, funnily enough, Ninja Finger. we've got some Grimguard. They are fantastic. They are absolutely fantastic. And if I was going to do like a horde army, I would absolutely be using Grimguard. Print a bunch of those bad boys out and just figure out a way of painting them without losing my mind. That is, of course, the issue. Just a few weeks back, finished my 2 squads of 20 as well as my command squad, needing to rebase your Death Riders. On stream, I'm currently painting some Oldhammer Dragon Ogres. The old world. Absolutely magnificent. Magnificent stuff. Dragon Ogres I've not purchased yet. I do have a couple of technical armies for the old world. Empire, obviously, because they're the best. I do have some orcs and goblins, though. That's an advert just flying in there. Yes, hold on. Wait, let me give you a permit, because otherwise the bot will attack you. There we go. So yes, I want to make a little list around the Vestroyan platoon. The Vestroyan platoon, three dead miniatures. We got 2 heavy weapons squads and 21 geezers. Let's have a look at the old Instagram. Then we can look at a way of spending money. I mean, collecting an army. Hold on. Screen share. Got the Armageddon pattern Basilisk. Absolutely fantastic. This is the Armageddon pattern one, right? And is this... Wait, is this the old... Is this the one I can't pronounce? You got one still... That's awesome. Fantastic stuff. So yeah, I mean, having a Krieg army is obviously... like. So when I remember... Well, I don't actually know when the Krieg were first introduced. However, I do remember getting my hands on the old Forge World magazine back in... when I was working for Disney. Curse its name. I remember getting my hands on the old Forge World catalogue and seeing all of the Krieg stuff. As soon as I saw the Gorgon, I thought I have to get it. I did finally get one. A bit of Krieg, but not nearly enough Krieg as I would have liked. This is a fantastic... Yeah, I will absolutely... Right. The old command squad. So yeah, I think I do have this one. I'm a bit of a sucker for banners, although I'm terrible at painting them. I do like a banner. I get disappointed if I see a command squad without a banner. What do we got here? We've got the... I don't know how to paint mine. It looks like you've gone here with like a green tinge. Is that vaguely correct? And I like the red collars, or the crimson, or the dark red. The banner is at least sculpted. Yeah, that's why I like the sculpted banners the most. I like the sculpted banner the most. I've got a banner down there I need to paint for my Ultramarine second company, which has sculpted on detail, because unfortunately, like, I was under the impression that there was second company banner transfer somewhere, and I can't remember where I saw it, so I had to get a printed one, sculpted on detail. I'm liking the grey, but honestly, whatever this green is. I know this is like a small amount of it. Not that I'm sort of disliking anything else, obviously, but I like this green color that you worked in here a lot. I do have a Rogel Dawn to paint. I'll do the Rogel Dawn. So is this the Arcturian Baneblade? Like the Deathcore one? Either way, it's very fabulous. Absolutely. That's just a basic one. I'm trying to remember because I'm sure I saw one of the Deathcore specific Arcturian thingamajig recently somewhere. I completely forgotten about. Distracted is, yes, unfortunately incredibly distracted. Why we get nothing done really on stream. Lots of chatting and not much else. Mostly chatting. It's terrible. It is the Baneblade. Listen, I nuked the old goal. Right? Hold on. Why does that say monthly sub goal? Oh! the goal is all the way on the other... The one further over. In the far corner. We've changed it. See if we get any movement on that one. Rather than the old goal. But well, change the goal slightly, seeing as we've only got a tickle of the way in. Maybe this one will have slightly more interest. So the Vestroyan added a Krieg tank commander and a stubber. Very nice. Very nice. Stubber gun is very... I do like the Krieg. They are rather saucy. We got 2 squads of 10. Two heavy weapon squads. 2 squads of 10. It works out. My maths is not doing well at all today. Absolutely have to love. We were looking at some yesterday. Hold on. I'm gonna unfortunately bless you with my face for a second while I locate what we were looking at yesterday. Firefox? So we were looking at Baneblades yesterday. Now I'm blaming Fat Man's Kitchen over on YouTube. Because I do dual stream to YouTube as well. And I believe he mentioned this yesterday. And it was a fabulous thing. So, like the Bane Lord, I like weapons which are flame orientated. I know this is the chemical cannon, twin chemical cannon. So the Bane Lord is incredibly juicy. We did look at a Doom Blade with which is a Bane Blade with a Titan melter cannon on it, which is also very saucy. I was drooling over that a little bit yesterday. However, the one that I was really drooling over, and I couldn't really make my mind up if I wanted to do it with Catachans or Deathcore of Krieg. Deathcore of Krieg, I reckon I could also go with the twin M cannons. But also this bad boy. The Hellblade with the Inferno cannon on it. I saw this and thought, leap year, I need to make this. Somehow I need to make this a thing. Just a tank with a massive flamethrower on it. Perfection. Absolute perfection. I mean, this one was a bit ridiculous with the Apocalypse missile launcher. The Shadow Lord? Shadow Blade. I get these. Terrible. Quad Magna Cannon. I always like the Storm Lord with the plasma. The Vulcan Mega Bolt always. And the Shadow Sword. I do apologize. With the Volcano Cannon, just so cool. I would love one of those. I think they're just absolutely just looks so cool. Apparently I like lots of Bane Blades, like chassised vehicles. So we might end up with more. In fact, if we hit that goal over there, I'll buy one. So we'll get 2 in fact. I'll match it somehow. My Baneblade is magnetized. Ah, that's very sensible. Very sensible. I would have to consider magnetizing it. We were discussing magnetizing yesterday because I have Great Demon of Nurgle right here, who is also a pricey kit. I have magnetized him. He has got magnets on him. But the thing is, right, my one of my major issues is I'm like, I apologize, the focal point, it's 2 here. It's the bloody joins. Like, that is an irritation to me. It's an irritation to me. I actually need to get rid of that join there anyway. So I'm going to actually nuke the magnets on this bad boy and just build the one I want. I'm not going to be doing any games really where I'm going to need to worry about such things. Like, I don't do tournaments. Like, the last game of 40k I played, 2000. Year 2000. So it was like, I'm not in a rush to play a game. So yeah. Yeah, so what I was saying was, like, so on the organic thing, I've decided that it was a bad idea. I had to try it though, I suppose. I will glue it together, strip it, and then repaint him and get rid of the seams. However, if I can make it work on a tank without the join being visible, then I'll do it. Because, it makes sense. Baneblade's not a cheap kit. And if I can hide the join reasonably well, then I'm absolutely happy to do that stuff. But I've seen some really nice oh, okay. Huh. They would have to be, I don't know, they would have to be invisible. If something disappears into a socket, then that would work for me. But it's just like I collect for the attempt to paint for the visual side of things rather than the competitive. I don't need it. I just build what I hopefully end up with that. Thing with Tyranids though is that all joints are cupped. Ah. So you do lose a bit of, so the join is hid a little bit, is that correct? I do have some Tyranids. Not I'm currently working on my old Space Hulk one, but I do have, where are we? Oh, we got to start adding stuff to Instagram. We got to start adding stuff to Instagram again. But yeah, like the joint in there, you could whip that out eventually. I think these ones, it's the Winged Prime. I think it's only got this option. Hence the name. Yeah, it's hidden in the cup joint. Those things do make it a lot easier. I do need to get back to painting stuff and again. I've been completely avoiding it. It's terrible. But this is my most recent thing I painted. I painted up. I don't know how many points worth of World Eaters. Tactical squad for Horus Heresy. Red Butchers. Rhino. A Dreadnought. Bad Boy. And Praetor. I will be painting some World Eaters, but matter of taking the time. What's up, Gabba? How you doing, dude? Happy Tuesday. What's going on, dude? Dude. We were just. So we've worked our armies out. We just want to figure out a way of getting some Vestroyans onto the field. So we're going to do 1,000 points of Vestroyans somehow. We're going to have to use probably Cadian points for the sake of it. So Cadian command squad it up. Cadian shock troops ×2. Cadian heavy weapons squad. That's 260 points. That's 260 points. When you think of the Vestroyans, what do you think of the Vestroyans as? I reckon I was going to say almost like elite, like maybe a mobile that just they go into battle on the back of chimeras and then drop off and then bayonet charge everyone. That's what I reckon. I could be mistaken. Proxy them as Cadian, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I do like the heresy sculpts. I do like the. But we do have. Hold on. Oh god, I thought we got some old minis, and we've finally figured out what we're gonna do. So I'm just really throwing together a couple of army lists to use up a good chunk of this. I do have some Imperial stormtroopers. I do have the old 10 of the. Oh yeah, actually that's a good point. I could use them as storm. Huh. We could. That would be an Inquisitor army then, right? More. Hello. Sorry, I do apologize. I missed saying hello to you earlier. Rightfully so. Hello there. Happy Tuesday. Kind of like Ventrilian nobles. That deal again? I mean, these have got all very fancy heirloom weapons, right? They are very fancy. Very fancy. So I reckon have them ride into battle in chimeras. That's 430 points. Oh, did we get a heavy weapon squad? Yes. Try and get some more. Have the Cadian command squads of near all of these. We're still only at 560. Fancy dudes with golden guns and plumes in their hats. What's not to like? And half-naked dudes with banners. What's not to like about that? All right. I reckon, yeah. So, elite troops, is that what we're talking about? 2 chimeras. Try and locate 20 more. 4 chimeras. And then 140 points on some fancy geese. No. The Castellan. Some commissars. 4 we can only do 3. Son of a bee sting. 3 commissars and something else. Something else which is 50 points ish. Almost on the Primaris Psycho. Banging on. Right, what did it? Gabba, what are you up to today? What's everyone up to today? Tell me. I looked over my 500 points today. If I take out the Sentinels... Oh, hold on. Good. How much was the Sentinel? 55, isn't it? Son of a bee sting. Okay, it's 1,005 points. I looked over my 500 points today. If I take out the Sentinels, I can take a squad of Aquilon. There we go. I figure not too many lists would have vehicles at 500. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm sure some people try and cram them in. Who is tapping on the door? No one should be tapping on. This would be 4 chimeras. This is 1,000 points, admit. Actually, hold on. Let's take it back to 500 points. Let's be more like Gabba. Use that. Get rid of the scout sense. Get rid of 20 blokes, 2 chimeras. Nuke. E-commerce. So we're now 55 points over. Yep. Heavy weapons squad. There we go. 2 chimeras, 20 geezers, double commissar, heavy weapons squad. There we go. I like that. That's 500 points, give or take. We can double it. We can double it if we really want to. If we really fancy. 500 points, that's like a Rogaldorn tank commander, a Lehman Russ, and a squad of guard, right? Well, funnily enough, my Cadia list that I have is got a Rogaldorn commander. Has got a Rogaldorn. Lehman Russ, what's that? My maths is bad. 280, that's 455. 280 plus... I think I gave him some nonsense. Enhancement. 265. Someone's going to have to do the maths for me. Hold on. There's a calculator. Yeah. And then what was the Acadian battle tank? Yeah, basically. Might be 5 points over. I like that. I like that. But okay, so that gives us like our, you know, that gives us our Vestroyans, our Death Corps. The Cadian list is 30 geezers. Changed it slightly after stream yesterday. Got some heavy weapon squads, field ordnance battery, Kazakin, double Lehman Russ, double a Lehman Russ Punisher, a Vanquisher, and the Stormlord. We went with the Stormlord instead last night. It carries 40 blokes, which is that's our Adia list. Destroying, and we got the Death Corps is, I changed that slightly. I did cram in the Death Rider Commissar. 3 command squad, rear. 40 Death Corps geezers. 10 Death Riders. Armageddon pattern Medusa. The Doomham. Yo! Chad, thank you so much for the resub. Ooh! Happy Tuesday. What's going on? We are hard at work. You'll notice that in today's stream, on the title, there should be the words "no painting" somewhere. After all the hassle yesterday, I thought, right, we're going to add the words "no painting" today, just to be on the safe side, just to cover my back. You just woke up from a nap? Oh god. Only. Imagine having a nap. Time to be alive. How long were you out for? I'm glad it was good. I'm glad it was good. I will nap on Thursday, maybe. Although a sofa is appearing at some point. I don't know when. I don't know if I can nap. Sofas. Too much time. You should have been working. Well, but you also need to recharge the batteries. We can't all run on the fact that apparently I tried that and then had seizures. I need to have. I certainly need to have bloody what's it? I need to have breaks on seizure. Music playing. But yes, you must recharge the batteries. Chucking it down with rain today. Like it. Love the sound of rain. Anyway, so this is our Death Corps, right? Now, Spryodine here has a Armageddon pattern Basilisk. I did ponder that. Wait. What that? Why was there not? Where is it? Is it not supposed to be here? Absolute. Oh, you know what? The Stygies Destroyer Tank Hunter. Betty. That's a hot piece of tank action. Look at that bad boy. I absolutely love this movie. Please be a PG web. I love this movie. Completely forgotten about. Death Corps. I ended up writing it as, well, Death Corps with a C, but yeah. My plan Krieg list is a Rogaldorn commander. Krieg command squad, 2x20 Kriegers, Basilisk, Vanquisher, Exterminator. I'm going to get the name wrong. Is the Exterminator the one with the double autocannon? Because I like the one with the double autocannon. I think that's a cool. Baneblade, 5 Death Riders, an Inquisitor, 10 Sisters of Battle, and an Immolator. We do have Sisters of Battle in our agenda. We do, because we have... I got some Sisters way back when they were first released, including the original Immolator. So I got to strip my girls, and then we will repaint them. But I got to get this focus situation sorted out. It's okay-ish. So these are how my girls look currently. Like really dark blue, and then some very jazzy highlights. I don't know if we're going to repaint them. but they are going to get repainted. Double auto. It's a connoisseur's choice. I say that about anything I like. Anything I like, I say it's a connoisseur's choice, and then that gives me a reason to buy it. I am a connoisseur of buying plastic and resin. It's pretty much a regular basilisk. Hold on. I saw someone talking about third party. I'm all about we can do third party. The noise of panic. Half of the stream is noise of panic. Hot pink SOB. Always the problem is magenta is always a temptation. Times. Hot pink is. Mine are white with purple cloth. Never. Okay. Right. So. I've had this. When I got back into the hobby back in 2008. I don't know when I first heard about custodians. I didn't really know about them before. Should have, but didn't apparently. Got about them. But when I thought about custodians, I always thought I liked the idea of white armor, purple robes, and gold wibbly bit. It's a good choice. You got the old hammer Inquisitor that looks like a witch. I have a few old men. I don't want to be that guy. It's all right. Chad, you don't have to like the paint scheme. All right. I'm not gonna get offended. You mean you don't like this paint scheme? Dark blue. Now I did paint this in 2007, 8 ish. So admittedly, like my paint job wasn't doing it justice. I think probably I certainly I hope I could do a better job now. But like also this wasn't really finished as per usual. I think we used Necron Abyss, Midnight Blue, and can't quite put my finger on this. Some other blue. I like the bold highlights, but it's way too dark. Oh no, absolutely, I do agree. It is because I hosed it down with like you see, it's quite shiny. See, it's quite shiny there. I believe in the thing called love. I believe that was dark blue ink I used, Vortex blue. I have a sneaky suspicion I used Vortex blue on them. I seem to remember this stuff was really shiny. Maybe I didn't. Maybe not seem dark enough. Anyway, I reckon it needs work. It's a way off from happening, obviously. As with all my plans, they either get interrupted by the next just taking forever. Mort, we will have a look at the. Add some pink and some lime, and then we got. Don't tempt. Listen, Fireline, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me with the goddamn synthwave. I love a bit of synthwave. I love it. One of the major problems in as with many things. Have a look for this. Synthwave is always a good thing, as far as I'm. Stop! I've stopped. Oh. Wait, hold on. How did we... Wait, hold on. What are we talking about here? What are we talking... Well, I'm glad I didn't... I'm glad my... I'm glad we weren't... I wasn't on the share screen page. Synthwave Sisters. Oh, wait. So you have this geezer, right? In which case you're really lucky. He has a sweet hat on. I need to hunt down this man. Sada. Why did I not buy this kit? What's up, Lucian? You come into well-endowed goths right up your street. What's up, Lucian? How you doing today, dude? Happy Tuesday. It is what... Why did I not get this mini? Like, I love Witch Hunters. Because I obviously got Witch Hunters for more time, best game of all time. I'm not spending £150 because I don't have 150 spend on something. But it's a sweet mini. That's the one, you lucky rascal. You lucky rascal. Gabba, only the best things in this stream? Exactly. Absolutely. I better actually get off that page before I accidentally purchase it. That would be, oh no, I accidentally purchased Old Metal retinue of like 5 minis for 150 quid. You're not too bad? Hell yeah, dude. I did get your message, by the way, on Discord. Thank you. Funnily enough, I found the miniature that so we looked at that Terminator Librarian yesterday, which I dug out of storage. I bought that miniature for his right arm and his right arm only. Catechins, well, the thing is, okay, because we got many things. We're trying to work our way through armies. We've got some lists going on. So from yesterday, I did change a couple of things. All right, we're looking at the Death Corps now. We'll work our way back through again. We got Drea, Death Rider Commissar, and a command squad. 40 geezers, some Death Riders, Armageddon Pattern Medusa, Doomhammer, Gorgon Heavy Transport, Double Executioner, Saucy Malcador Infernus. That's the Death Corps list. 2,000 points on the nozzle. I don't care if it's good. That's what we're going to do. Chad, this is the list. This is the list that I'm going to... Look, I've got... These are the plastic bits that I have currently. I know I'm missing a few bits here, like a couple of boxes of maybe Cadian Heavy Weapons Squad and Cadian Squad. So the plan is to use that to build as much of this as we can. Now I am going to have to buy a few here and there, but not as many as I hoped, as I initially planned. We do have a massive girthy Doomhammer to buy, which is why I changed the goal that way from the old world thing. We dropped the limit down, so we're going to buy a Baneblade. If we hit that goal, then I will buy 2 Baneblades. Obviously, the rule on this game, on this stream, is actually the rule of 3. So I don't know if I can really bring myself to buy a 3rd Baneblade. At least it's... But 2 at a time right now. So we got the Doom Hammer for the Deathcore, right? Lovely. Cadian tanks are here. So we've got the Rogel Dawn already. The Rogel Dawn I forgot to get out. He's in storage somewhere. 30 geezers. Triple heavy weapon squad. Ordnance battery. Kazakin. You do feel it's currently lacking a Dawn? Well, this is we'll definitely ponder things. So I've got the Kazakin, right? The metal geezers. I've got 2 Lehman Russ battle tanks. I found the Vanquisher. I found the Vanquisher, ladies and jelly spoons, or at least the turret that I was banging on about. I think this is the Vanquisher, right? It's the old Forge World, resin one. They've gone and stuck. I hate this searchlight though. I might have to smash this off. Terrible. So from the old Spearhead, we've got the Punisher and 2 battle tanks. Stormlord is going to be acquired via basically lovely help from Stream. But that's basically all of this purchased. This is all basically already gotten, apart from the Storm. I think. Unless I'm missing something really obvious. Groovy. That's the Cadian list. Lovely jubbly. Now, if we have a look at the 2,000 points of Catashans. That searchlight, I know, I can't stand it, Gab. Like, that's... I purchased this off Forge World, off eBay, years ago, when I was working for Disney. That's its name. And this was just stuck on it. The plastic one, right? Anyway, I'm going to probably nuke it because it's absolutely horrific. I dislike everything. It's just terrible. So you don't care for my list? How very dare you? You're just talking the pile of plastic? Well, the thing is, right? I have the pile of plastic, minus a few things here and there. Fine. I thought if we do this, then it's a way for us to come up with some armies and annihilate a good chunk of the plastic. Like, move it from the pile of future content, right? Actual content. Actual content here and now. This year, at least. And then that means we have more space in the cupboard for more future content. It does. I think it is from a Chaos Land Raider or Chaos Tank or something like that. I've never purchased the old Chaos Predator or anything like that, so I don't know. It does definitely looks chaosy though. Because the spiky bits, obviously. So the Catashans, right? Catachan Command Squads. Only they release them. If only they release them, we might be able to get it. I went with the Ogryn Bodyguard. I thought, you know what, screw it. We needed to spend 40 points. Ironically, to show off your work? Issue with that is twofold. Well, mainly onefold, but we're going to go with... This room has... like, that's the height of the straight wall, and then it's at an angle. Hold on. Best way to show you that is to go full on. So like there's not massive, like there's a space between these two cupboards which could potentially house something. Potentially. And we got stairs, there's a stairs down right there, so I can't really cram much in there. There's literally that space. Stuff. Plus the other thing is like the other thing with display cabinets is they're obviously, you know, glass fronted, and then you get light bouncing off the glass back into the camera. Such things, I don't know. I do get a bit conflicted with the whole glass everywhere. I do agree it would be nice to actually have some. I'd like, for example, in the house, I've got a display cabinet which I will be smashing some miniatures into. But unfortunately, that room has also got sloped like this. Just, oi. I do agree, though. I do agree in principle. Angle ceilings, I know, Gabba, they are not ideal. There we go. I am a vaguely clever chap. Listen. No, I don't trust me. I don't like hunting for problems. I do like to come up with solutions, but the problem is sometimes there are no solutions without spending more. Kaiser? Sweet baby Jesus. How the devil are you? How are you? I hope you're well. That is a name I've not seen. Oh, quite a while. I hope you're well. What's going on? You had them in your old house in the bedroom. You hit your head so many times. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to give you the layout of my bedroom. That's for the OnlyFans, obviously. Like the bed is like, you know, actually there's a decent roof. It's just the sides of the bedroom, like angled, and the bed's under like the flat bit of. That's all right. It's just like there's not massive room to store stuff. Thankfully, I don't have herds and herds of clothes, but in the other, like the sitting room bit, where my editing computer will point, there's only one flat wall, and there's also angle. Really not. Best it. However, it is bloody nice. It is, you know. What about floating shelves on the back wall? Yeah, going up the stairs, there could be like on the higher bit. Yeah, that's probably I have been thinking of putting something there. I hadn't really thought what. Floating shelves could be the thing. Could be the thing there. You got to use museum glass? Oh, museum glass is expensive. Okay, well that's why I won't use That makes sense. You hate glass units yourself. Well, the thing is, I like glass units. Okay, I like the idea of display cabinets a lot because of the nuking dust. I don't like dust on miniatures, which is why like the display shelves are an issue. So I don't know. I've got to currently. That's why all my miniatures are in boxes. It's terrible. It has been 3 years. I know. Well, admittedly, Kaiser, a year and a half of that was me living in a box. Not an actual box. I was living in sold the old house. I moved. My grandmother had just died, and not conveniently, but basically moved into her house whilst trying to find a new place to move into. So a year and a half of that was me not streaming. In fact, Kaiser, yesterday, I believe, was my 7-year sort of starting stream anniversary. It's not my affiliate anniversary, which is next month, but yesterday or today was my first 7 years ago was my first stream ever. It's army. Exactly. All the dust. Exactly. I have moved. Yes, I have indeed moved. It's both our fault. Exactly, Casey. Exactly. I hope you've been keeping well, though. I inherited some custom-made shells from your dear brother, and I'm very tempted to get some clear acrylic, cut them to fit, and stick some hinges on. Solve the dust issue. Yeah. I mean, what you could do... right, while we're sorting out problems... Chad? Okay, I've got it. Right, make... You want negative... Is it negative air pressure? Is that the one you want? Where anything in there just gets... Except the miniatures, like, gets sucked out. If you know what I mean. I've been alright at army. I've been alright. We've finally got... been basically just treading water and trying to get my arse into gear. I'm going to basically blame my website. Major issues. Like, we're on Shopify, finally. We're on Etsy. I'm slowly transporting everything over to eBay as well. And it's just... The problem is my Etsy and Shopify listing isn't happy with eBay, or vice versa. eBay isn't happy with the words I've used. Because I got a link in there to my license, like, page of, like, licenses that I have to print. So I have to go through each and every item and delete that sentence and replace it with something. So I've got to go through 290 items on eBay to readjust it so that eBay is happy. And I started that yesterday, and my God, it's so... I did 10. I did 10. I was getting a major headache. Oi! You've been off Twitch for 3 years? Finished school? Got a job? Changed a job? Got a kid? Holy moly, you've done all the things. You have been a productive person. Wait, hey, that's fantastic news. I'm going to mash the hype button. Press it again. Positive air pressure. Exactly. That's what I was talking about. Congrats, dude. That's awesome. KZ, so what job have you got? Reno, how you doing? Hello. How you doing? We obviously, the stream title does not say we're painting today. I want to be really clear on that. We're not painting. We're just chatting about miniatures and also KZ's job, etc. You did start and sold a small Lego store. Really? I don't even know what Bricklink is. Tell me about Bricklink. Is that a Lego? That sounds like a Lego adjacent thing. Still ill? Bloody hell, you know. But you are getting better, right? I'm glad you're getting better. That is a good thing. Basically, what I'm going to suggest is what my mother always suggests whenever I get ill. Some whiskey. She's whiskey. Whiskey is apparently magical. Yeah, whiskey. Yeah, she is all about... She's not an alcoholic or anything like that, just to clarify. But she's just like always like, ginger and whiskey is a good thing. In her mind. I mean, I'm sold on that, because I like the Whiskey Mac, which is whiskey and ginger anyway. So I'm all about that drink anyway. Bricklink is like you sell specific pieces in specific colors from anyone else. So if you need to hunt down specific bricks, that's where you go. Slowly but surely. Now, that's as long as it's moving in the right direction. Hopefully it hurries up. So you can sort and store what you have, and then people just buy stuff? Holy. Was that, I mean, is it worthwhile doing? I'm not trying to move in on that. I wouldn't better start with Lego. I do have one Lego kit though. Lego Technics thing in that cupboard right. some variety, which we will build at some point. Maybe we will have that as a channel, as a channel goal if we hit a sub or something, a sub goal. I'm currently working as a network technician specialist. You're a network wizard. Been on parental leave. You should get some plastic miniatures. That's what you need, Kaiser. Need. Not only Lego. You need some plastic minis in your life. Microwave a mug of whiskey with honey and lemon. You'll sweat out the sickness. P.S. Microwave for a minute. I mean, it's a good bloody mix. Many DIY builders make wish lists there and buy the entire... Oh, I see. But I did see something the other day. I think they were selling it. It was something to do with Star Wars. It's a massive, massive, massive diorama, which cost... I'm going to say $100,000 or something. It was very expensive. Evidently, they probably used Bricklink for a bit of it. Who knows? You finished building your beast snagger, boys, but not sure if the plastic glue is helping. Oh, that really refreshes the nostrils. Yeah, Reno, that stuff does stink. Don't overdo it. You mean you went... But I think if you do it properly, it can be a full-time job. Oh, okay. Well, the question is, though, is it worth doing over being a network wizard? I've now dubbed you a network wizard. Because you wrote down specialist, and frankly, like networks, I've got no idea how to stuff. You're a wizard. No, I think currently we've bonked the point goals on the head for the moment. We didn't hit the one last month. Don't know if there's a... You got plastic miniatures, but do you have more plastic? Hazer, that is the real question. That's the real question. Have more. I just have so much else to do as well. That's fair enough. I'd imagine having a young whippersnapper doesn't give you much. Both of my brothers have their own children now. So I've got two 4-year-old nieces. Both of my brothers have one girl each, who've just turned 4 within 3 months of each other. My youngest brother also has a baby boy who is 11 months and he's turning 1 year on 16 days. 16. Time to get high off your own supply of plastic. Yes, I do not recommend that, by the way, just because we are dual streaming. Just want to clarify, do not do that at home. Not good. Probably bad for your health. There we go, wiggly eyebrows all over the place. The Badger clan is big. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just bought a lot of secondhand Lego. I washed it, sorted it, put it in the store. Oh, but I think if you have a budget for it to go in, it's better to buy new kits and then split it for valuable parts. And so, do you reckon? Case, obviously, we got completely sidetracked. We will get back to the mini army list shortly. But do you reckon people buy these? Like Lego kits specifically for like legendary parts, and basically sell those and make the money back. There's only been a few Lego kits that I really wanted in life, and that's the Ghostbuster fire station. Missed out on that. I'd probably get the Ecto one, but this is all a lot of money. All a lot of money. So I don't know. Don't really know what else I would get. But only the 2 Ghostbuster things. The Firehouse would have been sweet. AF. Where were we? About Catachan. So we've got a lot of some of this. The Catachan list is really the one which we'd actually need to buy stuff for. Command squad we need to buy, and some Ogryn bodyguards. We got 20 jungle boyos already. We need to get 30 more jungle boyos. We got to get the heavy weapon squad. That is an issue. We got Kazakin. This is where we have to actually. This is the list where we need to buy things. Unfortunately, however, it's also fun. So there we go. We've got Basilisk, Deathstrike, Griffin Mortar Carrier, Hellhound, Manticore, Double Scout Sentinel, and a Valkyrie. So we did manage to cram in the Deathstrike missile launcher to make Gabba happy, and the Manticore, and the Basilisk. And we got the double Hellhound thing. So I like this. This list is good, but we will need to, there is quite a lot to buy in it. So this is the one we're going to probably tackle last, truth be told. Cadian tanks and the Vestroyan and the Deathcore are the ones we're going to tackle first. We'll have a look at the Vestroyans again. Baneblades. Well, hence. Just over yonder, in fact. Hold on. Let's make it easier for me to point at. Whoa, well done. I nuked the old world goal we had, which was actually £150. We've nobbled it down to 100, so we can get a Baneblade. There are kits that include a lot of bulk with some valuable parts. Mostly it's minifigures that are really valuable. Some kits include, say, like a specific color flat. Wow. So if you get 50 of the colored flowers, some people may be interested in buying a bunch of them. Okay. So really, well, you need to figure out a way to generate the demand for the specific thing you have. Somehow. My coffee cup warmer is not on. It's a bit dumb, but I found that the key is the more you have in store, the more you sell. Because people tend to build wish lists and then order when they can get as much as possible. Oh, no, totally. Hazer, I totally agree with that. Like, sometimes I have to go to multiple stores to buy things, and I hate that because each store has its own shipping on top of... So, like, the more you can cut down on shipping, the better. So you just need to buy all the Lego. What you need to do. So yes, the Imperial Army Baneblades. So for the Cadian, hold on, we're on the Vestroyans at the moment. We've got 500 points. Cadian Command Squad, Commissar, 20 Geezers, Heavy Weapon Squad, Double Chimera. That's 500 points. Now we obviously. Oh. The Vestroyans, right? They're known for having fancy equipment. Yeah? You with me? They have heirloom weaponry. Okay? They have heirloom weaponry. Heirloom flags. What I'm thinking is, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they have an heirloom Baneblade? Let me ask you that. Why would they not have like an heirloom Baneblade or Bane Sword or something ridiculous? No one has any response to me, but evidently I'm correct. Love it. I love it when I'm correct. 1,000 points. You can slam in a combined arms. Why is it? You. Slap in the wall. There we go. We get an heirloom Baneblade, double Chimera, 20 Geezers, and a partridge in a pear tree. I had the space and time to build. You get Barad-dûr. How big is that? I've seen some ridiculous builds. Like it's not something I spend my time like, you know, hunting down and looking at. But I occasionally stumble over like these Lego builds. Toddler to take a lot of time, but I have too many hobbies like tech with home network and servers. Kaiser, shouldn't have said that. I might have to pick your brains at some point. 3D printers. What 3D printers do you have? My 3D printer still back up and running. Only just really. I've got a couple of FDM printers, which I need to work on. They're like June's problem. Then I can start printing scenery. Are the flowers? No. I know the flowers. Example. Gaming and probably something more I'm missing. I had a smutty comment, but I don't know. With a 1-year-old toddler running around, I'd imagine like energy for horizontal mambo is probably not much. Before we moved to the house, I sold the entire store to a guy through a Facebook group. Oh, damn. Yeah, you probably don't want like bags of stuff just like sitting around doing nothing. I hate that Lego retire sets. You missed the Friends set. What did they do? Like the cafe and the 2 flats? Did they do? Is there any chance they did the Was it the Octagon? You know when Monica was dating director of Iron Man? No. What's his face? That bloke. He was in that for a few episodes, and he got into sort of MMA at the like Ultimate Fighting or whatever. And he had like an octagon. It was hilarious. You got no idea what I'm talking about? Join the club. You snoozed on both the Friends set. I didn't know that it like if I was around. I mean, I was around. I was like paying attention. I would have purchased the Ghostbusters Firehouse right away, without even a hesitation. If they did the thing base, probably be tempted by it. But I doubt it. Right. You snoozed on both the Friends set and the old Lord of the Rings sets because I thought it wasn't worth it just to get the minifigures. But now the cheapest set secondhand is more expensive. Well, this is the problem, isn't it? This is the problem. You snooze, you lose. John Favreau. Thank you. That's the one. You got the Rivendell. Prefer it if they did more smaller sets. You just want the figurines. I got 2 Ender 3s. Just having to troubleshoot them. You got the Bamboo PS. I have my Bamboo P1S. Face camera, where are you? Oh. I have an X1C on the same level as this desk here. But on that side. I have a P1S still in a box on the floor. Which I need that up and running because I got a bunch of scenery I want to print out very soon. How are you finding that P1S? You'll join the Discord and then you can DM me. Kaiser, you're a freaking legend. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I will slap in Discord. You snooze, you lose. I know, it's terrible. I've missed out on so many things. Well, Kaiser, I mean, the thing is, I went in on a bunch of Kickstarters. Because a lot of the Kickstarters I go in on, they have they have a lot of merchant tiers, and a lot of the merchant tiers are kind of not too far away from like a tier I might already get. That makes sense. They might be like 50 or 60 quid more, which is, I know, admittedly a lot of money, but I figure if I spend 50 or 60 quid more, I can sell those things a few times, make the money back, and then it's all profit, baby. That's the idea, at least. What were you selling on Etsy? I can show you my. Bum, 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 bum. So my Etsy. The only problem is, because I'm only just getting back into 3D printing, the prices are probably a bit wonky. There we go. Such is life. Such is life. So, here's my Etsy. So we have a lot of ladies, a lot of Highland miniatures, all of their stuff. 197 items from them. Got Empire style things. Let's say there's Warhammer adjacent, or just whatever you want to call it. But you got like rat men, vampire people. You know, classic blokies with swords and shields, people on horses, mortars, old undead things. We've got 100. Anyways, there's 286 items apparently. Got Mithril games. This is all PG. These are all PG, Twitch and YouTube. They all have clothes on. There are no bits hanging out of tops. Bottoms, for that matter. If you want those images, you actually have to click on the link. Like, click on the item, and there are the saucy versions within. Man nip is fine, but female nip is the work of the devil. It is the work of the devil. Terrible. Couldn't think of anything worse than the female nip. That's not my Etsy. That is my Shopify store. For the Lego store, I was keen on testing to print and sell stuff on Etsy. But I have no skills for creating my own thing. So, well, Kaiser, I mean, this is what I want to do ultimately. Sorry, I need to. We got things. Ritual design. These are all ladies. There are a couple of geezers. As well. There are a couple of geezers. There are a couple of ones I actually want to print and paint on stream at some. There's one who's definitely not Rodriguez from Aliens. Where is she? Girl, where you at? Hold on. Where the bloody hell is she? You saucy minx. Where have you buggered off to? Oh. There she is. I really want to paint this one up. At some point. Secret Forge. Got Fantasy Warriors. I've got 2 more to add here because I've not got around to doing those 2. Secret Forge. They're all PG, thankfully. Nocturna models. If you like Lord of the Rings, these are definitely not Lord of the Rings. They're adjacent. Legally adjacent. Got some bearded chaps. We've got some elfy types. We've got some short people. Got some naughty wizards. And we've got some Atlas ones. These are actually really sweet. They come in 3 different versions, like a torso down to sort of this tummy button, if you will. I'm going to click on this one because... So then there's like... There's that geezer. Then there is this geezer who is basically from the nipples upwards. From the nipple zone upwards. And then there's the narrower tall... I don't know what they even called that. Oh, the bust. I couldn't figure out what to call it. No. That's the head bust. Then there's the shoulder bust, and then there's the bust. I should call that busty bust. But yeah, so we do have a bunch of things, and I do like more are added every day, every month at least. We're slowly getting back into it. However, what I was going to say was, so scenery-wise, when it comes to buying things, I look at the STLs. Like normally for this one, I don't know if this has a merchant tier. I suspect it does, but I don't know. This is some trench scenery, which I'm very saucy, very tempted by. It's got priests. It's got trenches. It's got modular bits. Got some Templar crosses there. Like, this is hot stuff. All right? Hot with a capital hot. Stuff with a capital stuff. So, to go all in would be £55 or £41, which is very tempting to me. Now, they have an all-in merchant, which is an extra 81 quid. Oh, that's a subscriber only, excuse me. My maths is bad. Extra 90 quid. I usually think to myself, if I think I can make up £90 worth of profit by selling these, then I'll back it at that price. If the opera did. It tickles your pickle. I will. You don't have a prince, do you, Reno? This is done very well. So I'm umming and ahhing about this one. I am tempted by it, but really at the moment it's just like a matter of... But I can show you what... So, for example, this one I just backed. This bad boy. Oh, Betty. Oh. This is the big bad boy. The big Cathedral of Doom. Which it's rather large and in charge. You're not too dumb for that stuff, Reno. I can manage it. I can just about figure it out. You can absolutely do it. So I do like this person's stuff a lot. I backed all of their things at merchant tier. This was not cheap, but I personally believe that this is this block here, this rectangle, is the one I just backed. I already have this rectangle. And Fanny's smoked kipper house as well. Like their testing one. This was it is pricey, but I believe that I can make the money. But yeah, the other one I was just looking at is very tempting. Because I don't have any trench terrain. And if I collect Death Core of Krieg, right, we're going to need some trenches. Yeah. With a canal. So... What? Okay, hold on. We need to not do that on camera. On screen, at least. What happened? Okay, sorry. I apologize. The one I showed you last year was... Well, I showed you two things. Which I have my merchant licenses for both of them. Hexengard and Exengard, Exengard and what's the title of this one? There's something fishy afoot. Welcome to Helwick. Hey, what's up, Butters? How you doing, dude? Happy Tuesday. What's cracking? Happy June to you as well. Happy June. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I know which one you're talking about. I don't think you were talking about this one. Maybe you were. About to undertake the Herculean task of getting the kids ready for bed. Good luck. Good luck, Butters. For the moment, Butters, yeah, I just nuked it because we didn't hit it last month. And I didn't really know what to do. So I was like, eh. But I will try and figure out something. It was more open. I think I know the one you mean, Reno. Was it this one? What? I'm so sorry. I have no idea what that noise was. It wasn't a burp. It was air coming out, but it was not a burp. It was like, I think it was because I drank the coffee slightly odd. Just checking. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, dude. I don't know. I know I've been umming and ahhing about stuff way too much recently. It's not doing me anything. The preview was grey. Okay. Then I have one other thing I backed, which I will show you. If I can find it. Gonna load up. This was the expensive one, which I was like really waiting for it to load up. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? How's it going, dude? Happy Tuesday. I was looking at the calendar going, what bloody day is it? I've lost track of it. Was it this bad boy, Reno? Yeah. So we have this scenery as well. I've actually got, I'm not going to say I've got too much scenery to sell. Or to be able to sell. But I need to increase the amount of printers. Because otherwise there's no way. I mean, these things are not small. These are rather large. And I also got the one they did before this. Which is like, so this is the Silent Tower. It comes in sort of various iterations. So I can sell all of this once my printers are up and running. I can start printing these bad boys out. But I also backed, Betty. The other thing they did before that, which is, let me see. Right, so you could massive house. Not that. This scenery is scenery. This is scenery that I've backed on Kickstarter last year that I have merchant license for. I just need to get my printer up and running so I can actually sell it. So where is we went master merchant because so we can sell that, but going in at this price, which is not cheap. But so we can sell this, and then we can also sell this bad boy, Jeff the God of Biscuits. This rather large house, which is 93 centimeters wide, 84 centimeters deep, and 62 centimeters tall. It is rather large. If you need to make up for something, if you're lacking somewhere, then maybe you need Really big miniature house. That's what she said. Damn it, I read that the wrong time. You need a boat to go into a port. I know, Lucian, this is the problem. This is the problem. I started writing a blog post, finally, after seems like a long time, in draft form, just the other day. And I was obviously based on More Time, because best game of all time, as we know. I was mulling over in the blog post about which region of More Time I wanted to build first. And I said to myself, either Eastside, which would be sweet, right? Eastside, yeah. Oh, look at this, sexy scenery. Quayside or the Merchant Quarter or the River Gate, like the. Yeah, so I can print out a boat. Once you and your partner have your own home, you'll be getting some scenery. Hell yes, Reno. I love scenery, although I've got no scenery really in the house. I do want to, along with all the other projects, with the Vestroyan army, which we're working on right now, Jimmy. We are finally. It's taken me a while to get my ass into gear this year, but I've broken out the plastic. I've been putting some army lists together. So we got Vestroyans, only 500 points. Then we got Cadians, Death Corps, and then Catachans as well. So that's 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 6,500 points planned. We've had to reinforce this with a lot of chatting though. We've been doing a lot of chatting on this stream. Not much else yet, but we're sort of meandering our way towards it. It is very Bloodborne, yes. Getting the spawn into everyone seems to be getting the spawn into their cages. Is that how old are your spawns? Because like my middle brother, his like before she was going to school, she was going to bed so late. I was just like, you're still up. Bananas. Do you need more printers? Yeah. I'm going to need more space as well. I got two more printers which I've not actually plugged in yet. That's like project for this month. I got to figure out where I can put all these things. And the problem is having two printers in this room. It's going to get very warm in the summer. You ordered about 200 euros of scenery from Tabletop Combat. Is that the cardboard stuff? Or the laser cut MD stuff? Am I getting confused with something? Did anything from the skulls reveals catch your eyes? I don't know. I can't even remember what was on the skulls reveal. You got two Anycubic M3 premiums. I will have a look at. I'm not familiar with Anycubic. I will have a look at it. Oh, hold on. Sorry, 5 and 1. Sorry, I just forgotten that I asked how old your spawns are. That went in my brain, and as soon as I said it, I forgot the question. And by the time I read 5 and 1, I was like, "What? Bloody hell! 5 years." What is so Skulls 25 MDF? Dark Heresy. Well, I'm just trying to think. Was there anything? I'm trying to remember what else there was. I don't really want to click on a link. Dark Heresy. Space Marine Mastercrafted Edition. Bites. Canicus 2. Yeah, Bolt Gun 2. Was there something about Blood Bowl 3 as well that I saw? I wasn't really watching it that time. I was very sidetracked. Board mode for Space Marine 2. You mean I'd actually have to finish my playthrough of Space Marine 2? Because I've still not played it since October of last year. October 5th. Absolutely terrible. Arbites? Yeah, it's Arbites. Exactly, Gabba. I'm glad you agree with me. That's how it's said. Bites. See? Bites. Setting is amazing. You ran a few Dark Heresy roleplay sessions and talked to people who are involved. Oh, really? I must have completely missed that one. A playable Cyber Mastiff? No way. I might have to play Darkside again. Rogue Trader's getting a DLC on June 24th, day before my birthday. And that's the Blood Bowl. Anyway, I keep getting tempted by Rogue Trader, but I just don't like. It's just the time thing. Like, where did all the time? I don't know what to do with it. So, thing I need to ponder. So the Vestroyan is. We've managed to get that up to 1,000 points easily. Gabba, yo. Right. You can easily go from 500 points to just under 1,000. Just add in saucy bit of Baneblade. Yeah. Just add a like what's the word I was saying earlier? An heirloom Baneblade or something like that. Bang! Almost 1,000 points. So that's what I'm going to do for my Vestroyans. They're going to get an heirloom Baneblade or something. Maybe I don't know what else would be saucy, because they're rolling around in chimeras. Unless which is the one which carries people. I'm getting confused with the bloody names again. Every single time I look at the names, I get 40 Astra Militar, and we could go with the Stormlord, which has the Vulcan Mega Bolter of Doom. We could yeet that, go with the Stormlord, yeet the Chimeras, then that gives us 120 points of saucy little rascals to play around with. My maths is terrible. We could do 40... How many does this carry again? I've already forgotten. Jesus, my brain is terrible. Okay, so... go Stormlord, an heirloom Stormlord, 40 geezers, and 1 heavy weapons squad. They need to be in a Chimera. Move around in. Feel bad for them if they get shot on the turn. That would be really bad. Chimera. Oh, Betty. Storm Chimera. Transport. Had me at 1,000 points on the nose. Why not add a Titan? Hey, listen. We're only going up to 1,000 points, all right? We're only going up to 1,000 points. The cheapest, most basic Titan is only, we're not looking at actual like human price. 1,000, isn't it? I don't even know what the hell it's called now. A Warhound. 1,100 points. Yo. Yo. If we got rid of the Storm Chimera, and the Heavy Weapon Squad, we could slap in a Warhound Titan. Did that. What's the problem here? It has 900. I guess too many. Oh, it's because the configuration. We need to change. We need to change the points. List configuration. We bang that up to there. Bang. And then we got 55 points to spend on something we don't need. Get that in there. Just cram it in there. So we got a Stormlord and a Warhound Titan and 40 geezers. I mean, this seems about right for. This seems about right for my Vestroyans. They've got heirloom Baneblade thing and an heirloom Titan just chilling. All right. So that's our Vestroyan list. Oh, Sentinel is 55. Just a lone Sentinel. Just out there walking in front of the Titan saying, "Look out, folks. My big brother's coming." And he wants to say to you, "Oi, oi, Savaloy." I have a feeling there's something, I'm dropping the ball on something. 40. Ah, that's the problem. I'd have to get rid of those two. The Cadian Command Squad need a vehicle. Really cheap. Damn it. Get rid of it. Yeah, there is an issue, like lack of command. Like the Cadian Command Squad would need to probably travel around unless they can just take a lift in the Warhound Titan. I don't believe this has a transport. Terrible. I thought for a second it said Titanic transport for a minute. Having a full-on midlife crisis. I saw some dead old pensioner at the checkout in Tesco's fumbling for 10p, and I thought that would be me next week. Oh no! Also, you have 10p? Like, an actual coin? The Krieg stuff. Well, the thing is, Jimmy, I don't really care. I don't really care about what people want to do. I'm just going to do what I want to do. So the Krieg stuff, like infantry, like a lot of the stuff has been legended, which I don't care. I'm quite happy to run legends. I'm not building these lists by any games. I'm building it because I want to. Have a saucy looking army. That's it, unfortunately. So I would be happy doing a Grenadier squad. For example, my Catachan list of Doom. Has 2 legends in, the very leaders, and then it's got the Griffin Mortar Carrier. It's a legend. I did have another legend down here, but I had to replace it. You was tempted to pay. You hate change. It's terrible. Terrible. I was tempted to pay it for her, but I'm sure they all do that to haggle cashiers for money off. You cynical person. I mean, I would probably think the same thing. Depends. I don't know. I would look at them and then judge them. They deliberately playing up cashiers. Oh, don't you worry. You get it next time. They'll be like, damn right, I will not be getting it next time. I win! You can still play games. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Sorry, Gabba. I should have clarified. Like, I'm happy stuff playing with the Legends. What's-its. I don't camp. What's the word you used? Tournaments. Tournaments are not the word, not the things, like, not really my jam. Far too much concentration involved. I'd love to mix Krieg in and convert them to look like Vestorians. I just don't know if it's feasible for gameplay. Well, you could look, the Vestorians are, as long as, like, depends how, like, horrible the people you are playing against it. Some people, I suppose, are like, that miniature does not have a las gun. I'm afraid it's not counted. You can't use it. It's actually a shotgun, and this one only has rules for las guns. Some people like that. Some people don't. I wouldn't. I would be very. I'm going to be working these all around legends, adding in some legends where required. The world has ruined me, but every time I'm at the till at Tesco, it happens. You know what you need to buy, Jim? You need to buy hobnobs, obviously, and a I don't know, some delicious chocolate, some variety. If it exists in Tesco, I don't know. I'm a bit of a hussy for fruit pastels. I love a fruit pastel. WYSIWYG people. Hold on. Yeah, I've got a link. Absolutely. I will unfortunately link you that list I'm looking at right now, or something similar. Yeah, so it's newrecruit.eu. They do have, like, you can add in different rules here. For example, like, I've got Warham's 8th edition, 10th edition, Apocalypse. Oh, we need to look at Apocalypse, by the way. 2nd edition, 3rd edition, the Old World. Wartime. Witch Hunters. I can't quite get this to work, though. I'm misbehaving. It's really misbehaving at the moment. I need to figure out how to get... I called it Badger's Bastards, my Witch Hunters. Apocalypse. So we can look at an Apocalypse list. We can make... Oh, Betty. Let's Astra Militarum. Ooh, Betty. Capital B for Betty. We can just mash in all the points we've got and see what we come up with. Smash in him. Oh god, some of these lists. We've got a tank commander. He's going to be rolling around in something which didn't exist back then. So slap him in a Lehman Russ with the X. Which one's the plasma bad boy? Garrick. That's mine as well. Under as well. Do we have... Oh, hello. Conscripts. Coming up to 7. Bloody hell, I tell you what. The lists from back then. It's interesting looking back at them. Got the Atlas recovery tank. Colonel Schaefer's last chances. Hands on those, that'd be sweet. Completely forgotten about some of these ones. Like the Weird Vein Psychers. Schaefer. Schaefer. How do you say it? I say things how they should be said. That's all I'm going to say. We got the Bane Wolf Squadron, Hellhound Squadron. Slap in more tanks. Maximize all tanks where possible. Maximize flames all over the place. Rough Riders. Where are the Mukali Riders? There they are. Can't believe I somewhere. Batman's Kitchen, hello. How you doing today? Happy Tuesday. What's going on over on YouTube? Tamiya's Thin Cement is chemically identical to airbrush. This is what I keep reading, and I've yet to actually risk it. It seems like I will not be eating that through an airbrush. I have heard people say that. I just think something must be wrong here. Are you just laughing at the name, Gab? I thought you were correcting my pronunciation because you were suggesting that I was saying Arbite's wrong earlier. Oh God, he's picking me up on my pronunciation again. This is terrible. Colonel Chafings, you're on your last chances. So Colonel Schaefer's last chances. They had. I'm trying to remember the names of the characters. Obviously, that geezer. There was Rocket Girl. There was someone called. Was there someone like Brains or something like that? He probably had glasses on. Battle Squig, Arbites. Like Arbites Lemonade. Exactly. Yes. Shiv, that was it. Shiv, Brains. Arbites Lemonade. Got it. Absolutely spot on there. Grease Monkey. Hold on. "13th Penal Legion." Oh God. No, we can't do a 3D. Oh. Okay, so we were talking about 3D printed auxiliary armies earlier briefly. We were thinking about it very loosely. Penal Legion army. Oh! Can you imagine? This is very UK 90s, 1980s niche. Yeah. I do know the Lemonade you think. Actually, hold on. Do I know the one you're talking about? I am 1980s. Like, I was spawned in 1980. There's Schaefer, Grease Monkey, Shiv, Scope, Warrior Woman. That was the one I'm trying to remember. In a mini skirt and like all those tops. Boob tube. Hero. Animal with the melter gun. Brains. I knew he had glass. What a nerd. Fingers. Rocket Girl. Ox. And Demolition Man. Oh, I need to watch Demolition Man again. I watched Speed last week, I wanted to watch the Demolition Man Speed combo. Maximize my peak Sandra Bullock film watching. You say it like Custodes. I know what you're trying to get me to say it wrong, Gabba. Trying to get me to say it wrong. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to continue. Say it how I want to. I know exactly how people pronounce it. That'd be far too easy. That'd be far too easy. By the way, okay, so we'll get back to the Vestroians. Hold on. If we go to my oh, hello Betty. My mini factory. So if we go to like the jungle raptors. 3 seashells. Do you reckon that would work? Like I didn't really look into a huge amount. Like, do we think the 3 seashells would that work? I try not to think about it too much, but sometimes it creeps into my brain. So if we look at Station Forge, we know that printing an army is viable. Question is, Penal Legion or like a conscript army that I could potentially also use for Horus Heresy. This is the conversation that we've now segued into. Look at the boyos. I mean, we could look at Grimguard, potentially, or Scavengers. Deal with the Scavengers. Oh, they're like Admech. Corrupted Guard? No, they're a bit too naughty. They're a bit too naughty, those ones. Grimguard. We just have to look at the Grimguard, which is fine. Because they got a sweet artillery vehicle. Saucy. 3 main weapon option. The other one. Holy moly. An ICBM. With a bloody Scud launcher. A Scud launcher from the good old days of the Iraq War. Of what? When was that? 90s? The Scud? They were banging on about Scuds all the time. That was right. I can't remember exactly when. Anyway, so I mean, potentially we could print out a penal colony / conscript army somehow. I reckon this might be the way of doing it. Snipers, Frostwatch skiers. They were definitely, you know, chilly. Desert Strike. I'm not Googling that one. I'm not Googling it publicly. Why does that sound familiar? You know what? I don't... The Atari Lynx and the Sega Genesis. No. We never... In our family, we never had the Atari Lynx or the Sega. We had the Nintendo. We weren't on board the Sega thing. So we missed this game. We didn't have, like, you know, our first computer in the house was like in 1996. 1995, 96 ish. And it was like a Pentium 4, I think it was. I'm not sure about that. It was 120 megahertz. Very fun. 8 megabytes of RAM. You had a helicopter? If only. Oh. A real life helicopter, if only. That would... Maybe. I had an Amiga 2000, you think it was called? I just played floppy disk games. Yeah, no, I went to friends' houses and their parents all had computery things, and some of them had an Amiga or the Atari. Like, so I played some games on that. There was a game that I played at a friend's house, and I've been, for the last 30 years, I've been trying to remember what it's called. I don't know why. I'm sure it was probably a terrible game. But it, like, occasionally it just flies into my brain, like, you still don't know what this game was called. I don't even know what system it was on. Like, all I know at one point is he had, like, an Apple apricot. Don't think the game was on that, but I don't know. Anyway, it's like a side-scrolling game. And you were like a cyborg or a robot or a cyborg robot cop thing. The only thing I really remember is, like, you could kneel down and put a mine on the floor and then walk off. And people would attack you and walk into the mine, and that's all I really remember of it. And evidently I liked it, but not enough to remember the name of the game. Strider? Please don't tell me you got it in... That wouldn't be right, would it? I mean, I gave the worst. I gave the worst. Description. I don't think that was it. All right, welcome back, Kaiser. Managed to get the young whippersnapper organized. Don't think that was. Don't think. I thought for a second, Lucian, that he might have somehow pulled it out of the bag. I don't think that was. The mind thing is not right. Yeah, I just... Dave, listen. I was saying this morning that I'm due for a haircut. I'm due for a haircut. I think I'm going to have one next week. I need to call the geezer up and be like, can you I need some haircuts, please. I had to tag team your enough and get the club out. Wild. I'm glad you managed to get the young one organized. Okay, so that was a good job. Dave, so the haircut is on the agenda because at the end of the month it's my birthday. Then older. So I thought, well, I could have a haircut and smarten myself a little bit. It was not Strider though. That was not the game. Eventually, it might appear in my brain. Who knows? But we're just talking about conscripts and penal legions for Horus Heresy stroke dash 40k. I think it might be viable somehow. They also have terrain. And they also this sweet. I reckon in my mind is already going. Hiccup. Right, this is how the penal legion is transported into battle. On the they get shoveled literally into basically these things, right? They get shoveled in here, and then they get driven into battle. They have a roof on top. This thing flops down. They get given a las rifle with probably enough charge in it to fire 10 shots at something. And then they charge out, probably get mowed down in their hundreds. And yeah, for the greater good. And then they serve the rest of their service of their, prisoner time on the battlefield. Splattered by out. But I reckon that's how the penal legion get dropped into battle. Or they just get dropped in, they get shoved into cargo containers. Like the cargo containers in Starship Troopers, those types of things, they're just dropped off from orbit. That could be it as well. Kaiser, I only literally just started the Etsy shop last week. And I've only... So I made 2 sales so far. I remember when I first started the Etsy store off, it was really slow going. Really slow. I would say the first 3 months were a bit slow. I can't remember how long I ran it for. But we did get up to 198 sales in the end. And it was sort of like verging at the point. This was while I was streaming at the same time. And I was genuinely at the point thinking of like, right, well, I'm going to have to, I can't stream and print because time basically. So I was trying to think, well, something's going to have to get bonked on the head or slowed down a bit. So, yeah. Obviously, I'm hoping Etsy picks up. I suspect fixing the listing, like the titles and stuff like that, and the words in general, SEO and all that dreaded, search engine optimization stuff. If I can improve that, then things will start to pick up more. But I'm not worried at the moment. Hopefully, in the next couple of months, things will start to pick up properly. But yeah, so we're just vaguely talking about like Penal Legion kind of thing. And Pony Cavalry. I mean, they got so many sweet tanks, and we got a Grimguard Walker, combatants, casualties, artillery, Sisters of War, Holiday Feast. Oh, miscellaneous. This might get purchased anyway, because printing out some of these bad boys, slapping them on Mercadians. Some skulls, bits and pieces. I might get some of this anyway. Medals. That would be pretty sweet. Backpacks. Yeah, we might get this anyway. If you print something, well, this is this is what yeah, so the 2 orders I just printed, I took photos of one. The other one, they ordered something which was like in bits, so I couldn't glue it together to sort of take photos on. However, I do try and do that, so I don't like relying on the CG renders, but the problem is there are so many things to print and whatnot. For example, like I've got this rat guy printed out. But I need to take pictures of these at some point and slap them onto the listing. Because I obviously 3D renders only do so much. Actual prints are a lot better. For example, this bad boy. I've got his wings, I promise. They're just not glued on yet. I mean, even if it's printing for someone else, just nab a quick picture. That's what I do. What the other things I want to do for my website once it's up and running. Have a commission page for commissioning painting miniatures at the speed of a startled slug. TM. Also printing stuff for people. I just need to figure out a way of doing that, because like I don't want to do things illegally, like without permission, such things. So I need to figure out a way of basically doing that somehow. Because I'm not really into the sort of sharing STL file stuff. No. But there was something I wanted to show you on Kickstarter. I did back recently that is separate from miniatures. Now, this is for cable tidying. Now, I had a massive box I took up to my room the other day, full of cables. So I thought, if I get this thing, we can 3D print some cable storage and sell some sweet cable storage separate to miniatures. Don't even have this on my main Etsy. Have an auxiliary Etsy and have an auxiliary website for printing out these bad boys. Ideally, in the future, I would like to get to the point where I can... My youngest brother is a saucy little rascal. He is a mechanical engineer, and he does 3D printing a lot for his job. So, ideally, I would love to be able to sort of come up with something with my brother that we could print and sell, and where I don't have to go to Kickstarter and pay someone else for their designs. Coming up with our own stuff, that would be That would be a great goal in the future. But he has 2 kids at the moment. He's slightly busy with a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. But yeah, this was something else. So I thought I'd give it a go. It seems like a thing which might be viable. It might be a Anyway, so that's I don't even know where we got to. We've done apps. We've done, what have we done today? We've come up, we've solidified our Cadian list. We've solidified our Krieg list. We've solidified our Catachan. We solidified 500 points of Vestroyans. Right? Legitimately. And then that was swiftly elevated. It was swiftly elevated from 20 geezers and 2 the command squad. I will return to that. Hello there. How are you doing today? Hello, folks. How are you doing today? Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for the raid. How was stream today? Let me figure out where my screen is. So I do the old shout out. Folks, if you're not following Reaper Miniatures, let me remedy that situation for you. You have the perfect opportunity. Top of your chat, it should say, join us in following Reaper Miniatures. And there should be a heart on the same line. Smash that button. Don't even have to leave this channel. You can follow Reaper Miniatures from here. Follows are free and all that good stuff. Reaper does many things. They have got many awesome miniatures. Many awesome, many delicious paints. Not delicious. I've not tried them. I've got a whole drawer of them right there. Fantastic things. Follow them. Buy the things. Support them. Very easy. Where the hell were we? I was gibbering. We're not doing any painting today, by the way. I do apologize. We were talking about collecting armies, and then as a sort of precursor to painting. We're like in the initial steps of putting armies together and then painting. We're at baby steps. Hazel, you look after yourself. Yeah, I did drop my Discord, so hopefully I see that. I see you got in there. Yeah, rock on, Kaiser. Thank you so much. Yes. Well, I don't. So anyway, where the hell were we? I can't even remember. I got. That's the wrong. That is the wrong Firefox button. Yeah. So we did cement a few armies. The one we didn't quite get around to was the Sisters of Battle situation. With the Inquisitors. So our Vestroyans are right here. So that initially was 2 squads, plus the heavy weapon squad and the command squad. In 2 chimeras. That was... where were we? We started off with, where the hell is it? Where are you? Au revoir. Double chimeras and Cadian. What? It was a Cadian heavy weapons squad. The 2, I think we did 2 Cadian. We were a bit naughty. Oh no. What are we missing out here? There's something slightly wonky here. 495. 500 points of Vestroyans. They're definitely Vestroyans, folks. Not Cadians. I don't know if 3... That would be 6. It might just fit into the Aurochs. Anyway, whatever. That's 500 points. And then we quickly elevated. We quickly went from there to getting rid of the Chimeras and accidentally slapping them into a Stormlord. That took us up to 915 points. We had 85 points left. What's going on? There's something weird. I can't remember what we did to make up the 85 points. There was anyway, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And then we swiftly went from there to adding a Warlord Titan, not a Warlord. Excuse me, bloody hell. Warhound Titan to get us up to 2,000. I think we got round about 2,000 points for heirloom Vestroyans. So that's Vestroyans, Death Corps of Krieg, Cadian, and Katishan armies. There was one we wanted to do the Sisters of Battle Inquisitor list though as well. Agents of the Imperium, I think it might be. I don't have my Witch Hunter book, unfortunately. Sort of base it off, but see what we can come up with. Battle size. Demon Hunters? Okay. I can get my hand. If I can Eisenhorn. Sweet. Greyfax. Inquisitor Cotes. Yeah, sure. We need an assassin as well. Which is the best assassin? I like the which lunatic one? The Versa one? Is it the Aversa? Who's that? Oh, that's the Calexis. Do I want the Calexis or the Aversa? I can't remember. Right, screw it. Both. Easy. Both of those in. We do have some Ancient Sisters of Battle, which Inquisitor and Terminator armor will be sweet. Ministor and Priest. Absolutely. And an Auxiliary Inquisitor. We do have a box of breaches somewhere. Vigilant Squad, what do they when they're home? What's the difference between breaches and... Oh, I'm getting confused. I have the Vigilant Squad, my bad. Get rid of the... Right. Infantry, let's figure... Do they have Sisters of Battle? No Seraphim. That is an absolute tragedy. However, we can make this work. We do have... Oh, we got a squad of Grey Knights. We got some Terminators. So we'll slap them in. Which ones? Who are the subductors? Okay. 840 points. We got the Sisters of Battle immolated, so we'll get 2 of those bad boys. We're already at over 1,000 points. Corvus Blackstar. Yeesh. But I mean that would give us a reason for cleaning up our old Grey Knights, that Grey Knight squad I have, the old metal ones. Slap them in here. I could slap in the 10 sisters, the old 10 Sisters of Battle I have. I don't think they have the heavy weapons squad, unfortunately. I forget what they're called, which help sanctify. No. Rat. I was hoping to come up with a... Anyway... Those are the only Grey Knights. I have another squad of regular Grey Knight. But I don't know what the hell they're called. We could nuke that. 940 points. We could strip the sisters as well. We got 2 immolators, an old one and the new one. And then we would slap in 60 points of something. The amount of painting... Painting was never on the agenda today, as we know. Hopefully, tomorrow's stream, we might start building something. That's Navigator. 1,000 points. So we got a little 1,000-point Imperium Agents of the Imperium list here. Which would use up my old Sisters of Battle and my old 10 of my old Grey Knight Terminator, which would be a great thing because I stripped them a while ago. I was never happy with how I painted them. That means we do have some excess Sisters of Battle though. I mean, I was considering an actual Sisters of Battle list, which is somewhere. Yeah. 40 sisters. Flagellants, I added those by accident. Retributor Squad, 2 Seraphim. Exorcist, some Paragon Warsuits, Penitent Engine, quadruple immolate. Ooh, that's not allowed in 10th edition. Very naughty. Oh well. But it does put us 60 points short of where we need to be. So we can slap in... I'd really like to put in the Castigator, but that's way too... Very naughty. But yeah, folks, tomorrow I'm not... I don't know what kit we're going to build first. I mean, we've got the Valkyrie. I know we could start potentially building the Valkyrie. I don't know what list we'll really start. I think the Catchins are really going to wait, because they're one of the last ones, because we're still waiting on that kit from a certain store, which has been very slow. Wish they'd hurry up. The Repressor. Transport. Go. Okay. Get rid of an immolator. I'm going to put a Repressor in there instead. Mouse is all there. And we're 55 points away. Oh. Death Cult Assassins. I have found some of those today. I found some Death Cult Assassins in one of the boxes over there, and I was wondering where the hell we're going to use them. They are legends. I don't even know what they do. Reroll wounds against characters. But yeah, I got a blister with 2 of these in. I was wondering. I found them today, and I was wondering what the hell I'm going to do with them. So apparently, we now know what we're going to do with them. Triple Immolator and the Repressor. Love that vehicle. So this is based on 30. I might need to get one, but I reckon we got the majority of this as well. We don't. We have what. Need to buy 1 immolator, and we need to sort out the Repressor situation. But that shouldn't be too much difficulty. But we have 2,000 points of sisters now. I'm happy about that. The witch hunter situation, we did get up to 1,000, but like the sisters here will be serving, and the immolators serving double duty with the witch hunter list. But I'm glad we've done this today. I know it's been rather tedious. It's been non-stop jibber jabber. With zero actual hobbying. We're hobby adjacent. Should have potentially been in just chatting at this rate. However, we now know vaguely where we want to go. These are sisters and then 4 Imperial Guard lists we want to work on this year. Work on a little bit of. However, we do have, as I said earlier, this month we've got to paint 5 Ultramarines, I think, this month. Got my banner bearer for my second company. We printed out a banner for him. So we need to get a wiggle on with this. I need to get this second company finished before I have to go through the stress of rebasing them all, which I'm slightly dreading. We've got a couple of captains to paint. Banner bearer. Something else. Oh, a dreadnought. But then that's my second company basically finished apart from the rebase. So yeah, 3D print. Yeah, I 3D printed that. I found someone who had, because I was under the impression that there were some transfers, decals of the Ultramarine Company banners. I'm sure I've seen them somewhere. Unfortunately, when it came to actually trying to find them, I couldn't find them. Maybe I hallucinated entirely. So I did manage to find someone who had the STLs of them. I yoinked it and printed it, and it turned out really nicely. Hopefully, hopefully I could do the print justice and paint them in an okay manner. That would be very. That would be very nice. However, what are you up to? What are you up to? I do indeed know what a paintbrush looks like today. But obviously, we're not painting today. We've been doing hobby adjacent stuff. Absolutely, Dave. Yeah. Put some food on. Dave. Well, you know, such is life. Such is life. I mean, I've got a whole bunch. See, in my mug of merch right there. A whole load of brushes. At least that's what I'm told. I'm told they're brushes. Maybe they're not actually brushes. Maybe they're something else. Wrong. Never been used, you cheeky rascal. This, right? It's chat like that gets you in trouble. Right, it's all your fault. I will show you my old brushes now. Never been used. I'm going to show you something which has been well used. Where are we? That was Twitch. I will show you some of my all-time favorite brushes, and you will get to really enjoy them. Some classic brushes from the dark times, i.e. before I bought new brushes. Those will do. You can get to enjoy these ones. So we have this bad boy is actually not too bad. This is several hairs. It's got a few hairs there. Bet you bought it off a kid. How dare you? Absolutely. If I wasn't made of sterner stuff, I might be offended. Where is the bloody focus point on this? Somewhere. It was all in focus before, and now it's gone completely sideways. Yeah, some of these brushes are just. That one is you can painting in multiple places at the same time. Good one. This one is also in that same regard. Tickling many places at the same time. I know you're teasing. All right. I'm just dragging this out for hashtag content. No, the thing is, like, I've got all these old brushes. Some of them are actually viable, right? Like this one, good brush. Some of these brushes, I just keep them for scenery and crap like when I know I'm going to have to smush glue around, and I know the brush is going to get sacrificed. I just pick one from this box. Say, yeah, well, your time has come, my friends. It is over. Yeah, I don't know. They don't look used. Trust me, they're used. You might even on tomorrow. Actually, no, on tomorrow's stream, you won't see a brush being. What you'll see tomorrow? High quality. What you'll see tomorrow is quality miniature building. That's what's going to happen tomorrow. I think that's on the agenda for. So we can start working on these Imperial Guard lists, like getting them built out and stuff like that. That is the agenda, because we can start. We got to start building the Imperial Guards. We got to put together some Ultramarines. I might do those off camera on Thursday, because I'll probably paint one of those as like a dreaded YouTube tutorial thing. Excuse me. Or at least I'll record the footage so I can make it into a video at some point. But I'd like to get the captain, banner bearer. Dreadnought needs some organization. Like the banner pole is broken. It's not strong enough. So I need to replace that. Captain. Got the lieutenant. Who that needs tidying up. The banner bearer. The other one. Dreadnought. There's some other miniature I think knocking around which needs. Oh, I need to get a librarian and a. I need to get a librarian and chaplain. My Ultramarine second company, right? Gabba, you do love a good standard bearer. I know. It is. They're needed. They're definitely needed. So we need to get ourselves a firstborn chaplain. Now I know you said one the other day. I think I actually added one to my cart. now gone deactive. Cassius, right? Cassius, we need a librarian. Let's actually type in Ultramarines. I'll just type in firstborn librarian. See what eBay has to say for itself. What is the coolest regular power armored firstborn non-character there is? Librarian. Do we know? Who's that? We need a firstborn librarian. Ideally, I don't want to go with a character. I don't really want to go with a character. I've already got Agurius. But I'd like to slap him into first company, so. I mean, I'm not averse to getting. Depends how clean that cut is on that Terminator. I'm not averse to a Terminator, but I'd prefer regular power armor, I think. Chaplain in Terminator armor? The Chaplain in Terminator armor? Which one? Oh god, I'd actually forgotten I had. Oh. I got Tarentus knocking around. He was going to go into my first company, though. I think. Unless you were thinking of another one. Sword. There are not many of them, are there? I'm gonna look if I can handle some. I can't believe. So I chopped this guy's arm off for a conversion. That was an expensive. Chopping off of arm. 38. Hello, this one's. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one here. The librarian with the Force Axe and plasma pit. He's pretty sweet. I reckon if we can locate something like that, but not at that price, I'm vaguely happy. Yeah, I reckon if we can, I'm going to try and hunt that down. I don't know. It seems to be mostly in Terminator armor. Somewhat irritating. But that is a problem for like next week. Prices of, but not as bad as this Inquisitor and Retinue box set we looked at earlier. 150 quid for how many miniatures was it? It was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 miniatures and 50 quid. Absolute bargain. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. Why did I not buy this like X amount of years ago? Whoa! What happened? The bot. Hold on. Bot did something. Do apologize. What the hell happened? Oh, for linking? Hold on. Let me fix that. I do apologize. Sorry about that. The bot is a bit frisky sometimes. Music situation bonked. Royalty free. This will work for a bit longer. We don't have much time to stream left anyway, so I think it's been I'd love to say it's a productive stream. I've certainly clarified some stuff I want to do in my head, and we do have the mega list of stuff there that we can start working from. We got a good base. I'm glad we got the Vestroyan situation organized as well. I don't think we're going to do Warlord Titan. I would technically love to. Technically, oh, what a time to be alive! It would be amazing. The reality of the situation is Warlord Titan. I mean, Warlord, Warhound, Warlord Titan would be an entirely different situation. Yeah, Warhound Titan. Oh no, it might be. I mean, we've got the Reaver to build as well, so one Titan at a time, I reckon. I don't even know how much Warhound is off the top. Do we know how much Warhound Titan is? I mean, we could potentially do a Warhound Titan for the Vestroyans. They are only 1,100 points in game. I'm sure the Vestroyans would love their own Warhound Titan. What would it go? What would it fit with? Like some saucy weapons. Dave, I could print it. I know I could print it. Gabba's not been helping. Gabba's been an utter rascal. Truth be told, he's the one who put this idea into my head, and frankly, needs to be told off. You did it. Oh, Osnurus. I do apologize. The bot a bit naughty sometimes. Let me let me locate that link. Why oh why do yes, that one. Chaplains are just cool. What is your most favorite? What? Now I've said chaplains are cool. What is your most favorite sort of? I'm gonna say generic 40k unit or characters. Chaplains are definitely up there. I really like that lieutenant, the Sicarius dual lightning claw one. That's like one of my most favorite miniatures. I'm really looking forward to painting him badly soon. TM. But like chaplains are just very cool. I think the Primaris chaplain on a bike is one of my like not that recent actually, but it is definitely very cool mini. Yeah, so I mean, I don't. Technically, I could print it. I think I'm going to stick to my guns though. Begin with, and we're going to stick to the 500 points of Vestroyans. I'm not going to paint them first. We're not painting them first. We'll start building these things out. Get them all lined up. I need to figure out some history for them, some lore. That's what I was supposed to be doing on today's stream, working out some background history for the my like Cadians and my Vestroyans. We didn't get that far. We completely balked it. Absolutely terrible. Hey, Fluent Code, how you doing today, dude? Happy? Going on? What is going on? We've had a day. We've had a day. That's all I can say. We have worked out what we want to be painting though, which is a good start. Obviously, we didn't do any painting today. I knew that going into stream wasn't on the agenda, which is why I titled it stream like I did. Just to be on the safe side, because just in case people were under the impression that painting might happen. On tomorrow's stream at 4 o'clock UK time, we're going to do some building. minis. That's the plan, at least. Tuesday. What day did I say? What day did I say? Did I say Wednesday or did I say Thursday? Oh, okay, Dave. Oh, whoa. You on with the turbo? That's the older style. Is that the older style? I get confused with the Titan head. The Warhound head. Did I not say? Did I just stop saying the words? It's going to be okay one day. It's going to be okay. We will eventually be able to speak entire sentences and get entire words out. I don't want to. Well, I don't want to promise it or guarantee it, but it might happen. It might happen. What are you up to on stream tonight? Burncode? Devil, you up to? That's turned out really nicely, Dave. Dig it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And other noises as well. Let me ask you a very personal question. You ready? I'm going to ask you a personal question. So, right, you'll see that above me, right? We were looking at tanks yesterday. Now, you see this one here? Where's the cursor? Is it not appearing in... There we go. Oh, hello. This bad boy. The Hell Blade. My Catachans or my Krieg need it. They need to burn things. They have a deep burning desire to burn things. Battlefield. And it's got a massive flamethrower on top. And I know that there are Warhound Titans with flamethrower. Wiggly eyebrows. Fellblade's better. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the Fellblade. The Falchion has been on my wish list for ages. Above the Fellblade. It's been Falchion, then Glade. For me. I would absolutely get a Fellblade. If I can remember what the hell the thing's called. But when it comes to sort of Baneblade chassis type things, that Hellblade is very saucy. I only found out about it yesterday, so that's why I'm maybe a bit enamored with it because it's very recent. But otherwise, like the Shadow Sword has probably been my favorite. And the Stormlord because it's got great big Gatling things on it. I read that as the Bumblade. That intrigued me. Saw the word bum and was like, hello. You're fiddling with some new technology? Holy moly. Are you licensed to do that? The Burn Blade. We have, unfortunately, we're dealing with my memory. I don't know if it's because I've had so many seizures and my memory's just like giving up. I keep bonking my head off things. Memory's just like, yeah, you know what? You get a day. You got a fact. You get less than a day. We were talking about this yesterday. You get 16 hours of memory and then good luck. That's a Slaneshi one, the Bumblade? Yeah, I can imagine. I wonder if there's an I was just wondering, looking at the other names they've got the Bumblade, the Bumhammer, the Bum. There were surely the Slaneshi one would be the this one, the The Bum Lord. Probably. Who knows? Right, my coffee's almost finished. We don't talk about the bum hammer. Not publicly and not on the stream, at least. Oh. But yes, I'd completely forgotten that I do have Tarentus somewhere. In a Terminator armor. So I reckon we can do Terminator armor for Second Company Librarian, can't we? Reckon? What do you reckon, chaps? And chapesses? It was Tarentus, right? I know there were two sort of saucy chaplains. So I do have this one. And I know there was another chaplain, I've forgotten his name. Jeff, we'll call him for the moment. We could we could do one of these Terminators into the Second Company, potentially. And then we'd have to do a librarian in power Terminator armor as well, maybe. Not since the incident with the new Prince of Wales. God. Oh dear. Absolutely not. Wait, hold on. Wait, what? With the new Prince of Wales? Oh, something I'm not familiar with many of these, apparently. Oh. Right. My coffee finished. There was another saucy chaplain. Literally forgotten his name. See if I can quickly go. Maybe he didn't have a name. Terminator Chaplain. Oh, there was a guy with even more wibbly wobbly bits. This geezer. Mr. Fancy. This one is also very cool. Store opening bad boy. Prince of Wales. No. Chaplain's right here. This guy right. It's talking about like what I need to finish off the Second Company. The captain, the banner bearer. I have wiggly eyebrows. So the captain from the Apocalypse box set I'm going to do, and the banner bearer. I am going to do Lieutenant Sicarius with the dual lightning claws, because that miniature's sweet. I love it. So I'll do those three, and then I've got to do a librarian of some variety and a chaplain. And the dreadnought. But I'm worrying dreadnought can wait. And honestly, the chaplain and the librarian can wait. But if I can get the captain, banner bearer, and lieutenant done, then that's the Second Company mostly finished. I need to then rebase each and every one, which is going to be painful. I'm not looking forward to it. And then I can work on all 8 rhinos and on top of all the other projects we were hanging on about today. So there is that. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a busy day. We've got a lot of stuff planned. It's just now we need to actually turn those plans into reality. Usually things start falling down. But you know, hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. We figure it out. We'll make things happen. Soon. Later. Sooner or later. But yeah, I don't know what we're doing tonight. I've got a lot of I've got a lot of coffee to drink. Stay awake. We got some eBay stuff to do. I've got to start yeeting stuff into eBay from my store. I'll link right there as well. It's just very slow going because I need to edit each and every item. I've got to delete a sentence and replace it with something else. It's just, and then sometimes like some of the options are not carried through to eBay way of doing things. Unfortunately, got to go through 280 items, and it's soul destroying. But that's June's main project, really, just going through each. Very tedious. But there is my shop. There is my Discord. Did I do Discord? I meant to do Discord. I'll do Discord anyway. Yeah, so that's the Discord. Just pondering what the devil we're gonna do. You know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna go. Begin with. Yeah. What I reckon is that we're going to bonk YouTube on the head. Twitch, we're not going anywhere yet, but YouTube, we're going to wrap things up. Hopefully on tomorrow's stream, YouTube, we will be here, and we will actually start building some stuff. If we don't appear on YouTube tomorrow, it's because I'm playing naughty music, and I had a sudden change of heart, and I wanted to listen to some absolute bangers. So if I'm not here on YouTube tomorrow, I do apologize. It's because I had a sudden change of heart. Things gone sideways at the last second. But we will hopefully, I will mention it in Discord. Anyway, so if you are on YouTube, you can smash the Discord button, and hopefully that will take you in there and all about that. So YouTube, I will say thank you so much for hanging. See you tomorrow. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Twitch, don't you go anywhere. I'm about to change the scene, but it doesn't mean the stream is over for Twitch. Thank you. Bye.